Guys, welcome back to Edmonton. Really good to see you. Always great to catch up with Our Lady Peace. The new record dropping earlier this month, and sounds fantastic. I know before the interview talking about how it really kind of connected me to Spiritual Machines in 99, 2000. On purpose, or is there any kind of sense to this?
I just think maybe this record kind of has a tendency to be a little more, I guess, performance-based, where Spiritual Machines had a lot of ethereal kind of synth, and not to mention the Ray Kurzweil narration kind of added an element of that. But I think it's got a lot to do with just the fact that this record is kind of sonically and, you know, as a band, a performance record. And it's something that you can kind of listen with headphones and just enjoy. So I think maybe that might have the closest correlation with that, because that did have a really good flow to it.
Well, I know for me personally, when I listened to Spiritual Machines in 99, it didn't leave my CD player, much like this album is doing the same thing.
Great, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think the other similarity would be, you know, it's just sonically, this record's sonically more different than we've been in the last little while. The last record was more stripped down, and I think that Rain is coming from his lyrics in a more cryptic fashion than he has in a little while, so.
Yeah, well, you know, you talk about Rain, of course, this is where we recorded it in Los Angeles, and you guys really got together on this album pretty fast from the last one. That must have been a whirlwind of a lot of work for you.
Well, I think the last record, we kind of had the idea to be even quicker in mind. I mean, I think we wanted to be back out and, you know, already touring that record by now, but I think our mindset, you know, obviously hasn't changed, but definitely I think when we got back to doing the last record, we felt like we were in that groove again, and there was no point in obviously taking any hiatus or anything like that.
Because this is what, album number 2 from those LA studios? Correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yeah, and it's hard to coordinate two guys living in LA and two guys living in Toronto with various schedules and that. And we did a little recording in Toronto as well.
A lot of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
So it felt like we were going quickly, but it did take about a year or a year and a half or whatever it was.
Absolutely. You're getting great response from the first release, which was in December with Heavyweight. And, you know, the video's a very popular one. And so tell us about the first single and the response that you're getting on the radio and with the public.
Well, again, this record, not just a performance record, but there's a lot of guitar-based ideas, and a lot of that kind of harkens to our first record, Naveed, where it was a bunch of guitar riffs, and I think that is also an element that's kind of been missing for a while, is guitar-based ideas like in the forefront, and Steve really kind of harnessed his inner guitar player and unleashed it really, really well on this record, and that definitely translates live. I think this record, we're really thinking about it as a live performance as much as it is a sonic performance, you know?
Yeah, and you're getting it out live, obviously. This is why you're here. You're performing in these various venues throughout the country and getting closer, I believe, in these venues with the fans.
Yeah, it's logistically a bit of a nightmare to try and, we're essentially trying to put arena lighting in all these small clubs. And it's selfishly a good way for us to get reacquainted with the record and share it with a number of small fans in a real, you know, sharing sweat type of way. We still are trying to make that elusive record. I think this is as close as we've come, and as JR said, it's just great to be out playing live because it's in our blood, it's what we do, and hopefully the next one will be as good or better.
Yeah, and feeling pretty good on the road? Everything's clicking?
Absolutely, and you know, that's why we're doing this, is so we can, you know, individually we can play, and the fact that we're getting better and we're still learning is hugely important, and the fact that I think we don't, you know, we earn each other's respect. We don't, you know, give it to each other, and that's got a lot to do with why we're still here.
Well, I've always considered you one of the hardest working bands in Canada, so congratulations on the record.
Thank you.
And good luck on the tour.
Thank you very much.